The air hung heavy, thick with the heat of a summer sun. June 1876. The valley of the Little Bighorn River, bathed in sunshine, seemed peaceful, deceptive. The whispers on the wind spoke of change, of a coming storm. The whispers were real, not of weather, but of men. Blue coats, soldiers of the white man, led by a man hungry for glory and conquest. We knew them coming. The land itself trembled with their approach, foretelling conflict.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
I, 2 Moons, chief of the Cheyenne, had seen many suns rise over these lands. This day started no different. The smoke of our campfires rose, a prayer to the Great Spirit. Children laughed, women worked, warriors prepared. Life went on. We were prepared for the blue coats. It was not fear, but anticipation that stirred in our hearts. We were the Lakota, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho. We were one with the land, and it spoke to us. It told us of the arrogance of the approaching men. Word came. A rider, dusk, trailing behind him, brought the news with urgency. The message was clear and concise, yet it carried the weight of impending conflict. Long Hair, they called him. A man of striking appearance and even more striking ambition. Yellow hair that flowed like a river of sunshine, but eyes cold as a winter creek. Custer, they called him. His presence was as commanding as his reputation. A name whispered with a mix of respect and disdain. His actions on the battlefield were legendary, but his methods were often questioned. He came with a hunger for battle, a thirst for fame. His drive was relentless, his ambition boundless. From my vantage point, I saw them. The horizon was dotted with movement, a prelude to the storm that was about to unfold. Small figures against the vastness of the plains. They seemed insignificant, yet each one played a part in the grand scheme of things. Like ants marching towards a feast, unaware of the danger that awaited. Their determination was palpable, but so was their naivety. They moved with a strange, almost comical precision. Each step measured, each movement calculated, yet the reality of war loomed over them. Their formations, their flags, their bugles echoing in the valley, all seemed more like a spectacle than a preparation for war. The air was thick with anticipation, the calm before the storm. Section 4, Hidden Vantage, Approaching Storm. Our warriors were hidden. The land itself concealed them. Ravines, hills, the tall grass swaying in the wind, all became our allies. We watched as Custer, with a confidence bordering on arrogance, divided his men, scattering them like seeds in the wind. It was a mistake we had anticipated. The arrogance of the white man was his downfall. He underestimated us. He saw the open plains, but not the warriors who were one with them. His eyes saw the land, but his heart did not feel its spirit, its strength. Section 5. Custer's Last Stand. A comedy of errors. The battle began, not with a roar, but a whisper. The dawn broke quietly, almost serenely, as if unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. The soldiers, still groggy from sleep, looked around in confusion, trying to make sense of the eerie calm before the storm. Arrows flew, cutting down the surprised soldiers. The sky seemed to darken with the sheer number of arrows, each one finding its mark with deadly precision. The soldiers, caught off guard, fell one by one, their cries of pain mingling with the whistling of the arrows. The air filled with the sounds of battle. Swords clashed, shields shattered, and the shouts of men echoed across the battlefield. It was a symphony of chaos, a cacophony of violence that seemed to have no end. But even amidst the chaos, there was a strange humor. Soldiers found themselves in absurd situations, laughing in the face of danger. It was as if the madness of the battle had stripped away their fear, leaving only a bizarre sense of camaraderie. The soldiers, so used to their formations, their drills, seemed lost. Their training had not prepared them for this kind of disarray. They stumbled and fumbled, trying to find their place in the chaos. But it was like trying to catch smoke with their bare hands. They were like dancers who had forgotten the steps, their movements frantic, disjointed. Each soldier moved to a different rhythm, creating a dissonant dance of confusion and desperation. It was a tragic ballet, performed on the stage of war. Their bright uniforms, their shiny buttons, all seemed absurd amidst the dust and the smoke. The once proud symbols of their regiment now looked out of place, almost comical, as they were swallowed by the grime and chaos of the battlefield. We fought with the fury of cornered wolves. They fought like men who had stumbled into a nightmare. The contrast was stark, our desperation against their bewilderment. It was a battle not just of strength, but of will and spirit, a true comedy of errors. Section 6. Warriors of the Earth versus soldiers on parade. Our warriors were fluid like the wind. We were everywhere and nowhere. Our knowledge of the land, our horsemanship, our unity overwhelmed them. They fought bravely, I will give them that. But they fought a losing battle. It was over quickly. The arrogance of Custer, his belief in his own invincibility, had led him and his men to their doom. The land that had seemed so peaceful now echoed with the silence of the fallen. Section 7. Victory and Irony. A chief's reflections. Victory was ours, but it was a victory tinged with sadness. The echoes of battle still lingered in the air, a haunting reminder of the lives lost and the blood spilled. Each warrior, each soul, had a story, a family, a life that was forever changed. The battlefield was a solemn reminder of the cost of arrogance. The ground, once vibrant and full of life, now lay desolate, scarred by the ravages of war. The silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that had ensued just hours before. Custer's last stand, they would call it. A name that would go down in history, a tale of bravery and defiance. But to us, it was a day of sorrow, a day when the futility of conflict was laid bare, a glorious last stand against overwhelming odds. The stories would speak of heroism, of valor, but they would not speak of the pain, the loss, the emptiness that followed. They would not speak of the mothers who wept, the children who waited for fathers who would never return. But from where I stood, it seemed more a comedy of errors, a tragic play where pride and hubris led to inevitable downfall, the decisions made in haste, the miscalculations, all culminating in a scene of devastation. The sun, setting over the Little Bighorn, painted the sky in hues of red and orange. It was as if the heavens themselves were mourning, shedding tears of fire and blood for the fallen. The colors of blood and fire. They served as a stark reminder of the violence that had transpired, of the lives that had been extinguished. It was a scene both beautiful and tragic, a testament to the duality of nature. It was a reminder that even in victory, there is always a cost. The price of pride, the toll of conflict, these are burdens that weigh heavily on the soul. The land, though scarred, would heal, but the memories would linger, a constant reminder of the past. It was a reminder of the folly of men and the enduring power of the land. The earth, resilient and steadfast, would continue to bear witness to the cycles of life and death, of peace and war. And as the sun set, I knew that the lessons of that day would not be forgotten. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.